Actual meaning of shell equals true in subprocess. I am calling different processes with the subprocess module. However, I have a question. In the following codes, and both work. After reading the docs, I came to know that shell equals true means executing the code through the shell. So that means in absence, the process is directly started. So what should I prefer for my case? I need to run a process and get its output. What benefit do I have from calling it from within the shell or outside of it?
The benefit of not calling via the shell is that you are not invoking a mystery program. On POSIX, the environment variable shell controls which binary is invoked as the shell. On Windows, there is no born shell descendant, only cmd.exe. So invoking the shell invokes a program of the user's choosing and is platform dependent. Generally speaking, avoid invocations via the shell. Invoking via the shell does allow you to expand environment variables and file globs according to the shell's usual mechanism. On POSIX systems, the shell expands file globs to a list of files. On Windows, a file glob, for example, is not expanded by the shell, anyway, but environment variables on a command line are expanded by cmd.exe. If you think you want environment variable expansions in file globs, research the ILS attacks of 1992-ish on network services which perform subprogram invocations via the shell. Examples include the various SendMail backdoors involving ILS. In summary, use shell equals false.
Setting the shell argument to a true value causes subprocess to spawn an intermediate shell process, and tell it to run the command. In other words, using an intermediate shell means that variables, glob patterns, and other special shell features in the command string are processed before the command is run. Here, in the example, $home was processed before the echo command. Actually, this is the case of command with shell expansion while the command lsl considered it as a simple command. Source, subprocess module.
An example where things could go wrong with shell equals true is shown here. Check the doc here, subprocess.cool.
Executing programs through the shell means that all user input passed to the program is interpreted according to the syntax and semantic rules of the invoked shell. At best, this only causes inconvenience to the user, because the user has to obey these rules. For instance, paths containing special shell characters like quotation marks or blanks must be escaped. At worst, it causes security leaks, because the user can execute arbitrary programs. Shell equals true is sometimes convenient to make use of specific shell features like word splitting or parameter expansion. However, if such a feature is required, make use of other modules are given to you, for example os.path.expandvars for parameter expansion or schlex for word splitting. This means more work, but avoids other problems. In short, avoid shell equals true by all means.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.